Well, Japanese home cook. We saw this one coming, didn't we? Hey everybody, it's Tim, the Dizzy Daddy here, and yes, today we are doing the omurice. Now, there are 3 different kinds. When I was a kid growing up, there's only one. So I'm going to call the one we're doing today the classic. But there are 2 others, and those will follow at some point. But for today, let's get over to the game plan board. Okay! Omurice Classic. And this falls under the category of yoshoku, which basically means Western foods that have been adopted and adapted to suit the Japanese palate. Now for this, you're going to need 1 cup of cooked rice. Now this yields quite a lot for 1 person, so if you want to go 3/4 cup, that's fine too. 1 boneless, skinless chicken thigh, 3 eggs. You can also use 2 eggs, but the reason why I'm using 3 today is I'm going to strain them to get a more uniform yellow color, and that's going to take some of the egg out because it removes some of the more solid pieces of the white. So 3 eggs today, 2 small mushrooms sliced and chopped, 1 tablespoon of sliced and chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of sliced and chopped green pepper, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of tonkatsu sauce. Now usually it's just ketchup. Originally it's just a ketchup rice, but I like to mix it up, so I go half and half. A pinch of white pepper, and my mom used to always put sage in the rice. I don't know why, but I got used to the taste, so if it's not there, I kind of miss it. So I'm going to put a pinch of poultry seasoning, which has sage in it, as well as thyme, marjoram, it has a bunch of other things. So yeah, that's basically all we need, and I've got it all prepped, so let's get going. So we have all the ingredients we need here. Once again, we got mushrooms, rice, tonkatsu sauce, and ketchup. We got the diced up chicken thigh, our 3 eggs, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil for cooking. We got our poultry seasoning and a bit of white pepper in here, green pepper and onion, and a bit of parsley, of course, for garnish. Okay, but let's start with the eggs. Okay, pinch of salt in there. Okay, when that's nice and beat up, we're going to pour it into here. And we're just going to help it along. And as you can see, it's straining through, and it's going to leave all the more sort of solid stuff in here. Okay, so we got most of that egg in there. All the more solid parts are left in the strainer. And we're gonna get going on our filling. Okay, we've got a non-stick skillet here heating up on about medium-high heat. And let's start with a little bit of, just a little bit of oil. The chicken itself has oil in it. But let's go with that. We'll get the chicken and let's see. Normally you'd go with onions as well to soften them up, but I like to keep them just a little crisp. So the next guys in there for me are going to be the mushrooms. Oops, a little violent there, sorry. Okay, and we'll just saute this up. Those are starting to cook up pretty nice, so I'm going to go in with our onions and green pepper here. And of course, you can adjust the amount or even what you put in here. If you don't like mushrooms, put something else in or just leave them out. Ditto goes for pretty much anything else. Saute this for about a minute or two. And once the chicken is completely cooked, which actually it's getting there, we're gonna drop in our rice. The green pepper and the onion have softened up a bit. The chicken is completely cooked. So we're gonna go in with our rice here. Our rice is nice and incorporated now. So we will put our sauce in. And some people put a lot in, like a lot of ketchup. I'm not really into that. I kind of like keeping it saucy but classy, you know? I'm a little more reserved, I guess, in my old age. Okay, and to this, our pinch of pepper and poultry seasoning. Once again, any seasoning is optional, but yeah, the poultry seasoning, the sage in it sort of reminds me of my mommy, so that's what we're going to go with. I'm just going to taste a bit. That is delicious. Okay, I'm going to turn off the heat for now. Transfer this to my bowl, set it to the side, and we'll get ready for the eggs. Okay, this is at a medium heat. We don't want it to get too crazy hot because we don't want the egg to brown. We want to try to keep it at a nice sort of mellow yellow. So we're going to go with a little bit of oil. It's a non-stick pan, so we don't really need a ton, but we are going to put a little bit in there. Just kind of move it around. This next part happens fairly quickly, and it takes some practice, but you know what? No matter what, it's going to taste delicious. So we pour the egg in the pan. Okay, and again, it's at medium, so it's pretty relaxed in there, right? Nobody's sizzling up or frying up or getting too crazy. Just make sure that there's enough liquid egg to cover it. Cover up the pan. Okay, and just kind of move it around to the outside so you get a nice sort of layer of cooked egg here. And we want a sort of uniform layer of egg, but we don't need to cook this 100%, right? Because it's going to continue cooking after it's done as well, but we just want to get it to the point where it's starting to set in the middle. And again, you can take it off the heat and just use the residual heat from the pan to cook it. But basically, we want to get it to the point where it's getting really custardy on top. What we're looking for is for it to loosen around the edge. So this is loosening a bit over here. This is getting there. Yeah, okay, that's starting to loosen. So we're gonna go in with our rice. Okay, now, what we're gonna do is take this end, get under it with your spatula and just flip it, okay? Try to do little edges like this, kind of like a present. Oops, that's not cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna loosen this up and try to get this over as well. And this isn't gonna be the prettiest one I've ever made, but as you'll see, we can do some post-production on it. So, we're going to slide it over, we're going to reverse the grip, so we're going underneath like this, sort of classic omelet technique. We're going to slide it onto the plate and flip it over, okay? So you got it like this. Now let me just move all this stuff. I'm going to turn off my heat here. Let me move all this stuff and I'll show you the next step. So, we've got our omelet wrapped around our rice, and right now it's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but what they do is they'll take a little paper towel like this, take your spatula here, and they do a little nip and tuck. Right? Just give it a little bit of cosmetic love here, like so. Give it a little pinch on the edges, a bit of a wipe, and there you go. Let's garnish it a bit, and then we'll have a taste. And there we go. Kind of silly, but this is kind of how they garnish it up sometimes in some of those cafes in Japan. And now, how does it taste? I'll never get tired of that. That's childhood right there. The thing that always surprises me is how soft the egg is around the rice. It's almost like it got steamed again when the rice is on there. But I think the key is you can't have too hot a pan, because then it kind of browns and crisps up everything and kind of ruins the texture. But you want that real soft pliableness. I'm sorry, I can't stop eating this. I should wrap this up, but hold on. Okay, I have to stop. Well, I managed to break away for a second. Once again, this is a childhood dish that basically any kid in Japan has eaten for the last, I don't know, 50, 70 years maybe. And it is delicious. It is packed full of memories for me. Every time I eat it, it sends me straight back to my mom's kitchen. And again, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but no matter what it ends up as on your plate, it's gonna be delicious. So give that one a try, and I'll be back with the other two in due time, and I will show you those ones as well. Here's a hint. You can get a glimpse of one of them near the beginning of this video. I guess that's not much of a mystery, eh? Well, thank you so much for joining me again. If the mood hits ya, please subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Yo, Purse, I've got some leftover egg from today's recipe. You want some? The nap can wait.